welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about this series. I'm kind of excited about it because it's actually one of my favorite series. It's still ongoing. There's like a ton of books in this series, but this one is the first book. It is called Cursed. It is the first book in the Watchers trilogy. It is written by S.J. West, and it is in the new adult, the young adult paranormal romance genre. And as you all know, paranormal romance is my favorite genre to read. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this series. There's going to be a lot of videos on these books. So yeah, let's just get started. So this book, once again, I told you it's called Cursed, and it is book 1 in the Watchers trilogy. So basically it starts out with, the main character's name is Lily. It starts off with her and her best friend Tara and Will. The three of them grew up together since they were little. They have this really strong friendship, so it starts off with that, and they're in college now, so I guess it's her freshman year in college, and she is sitting in class one day, and this guy walks in named Brandon Cole, and she thinks, like, all the girls think he's adorable, but something happens, and she, like, it's kind of crazy to say this, but she says the earth kind of shifted underneath her, like she knew she met somebody that she would have a connection with just the first time she sees him. So basically it starts off that way. They end up hanging out together. They start dating, and her best friend, it's kind of really funny because best friends do this. They ask only questions best friends can ask. So she kind of interrogates him, kind of embarrasses Lily, but it's kind of in a good way because she cares so much about Lily, she doesn't want her to be hurt. So it goes from there. He actually, I won't tell you how they get to know each other or anything like that, but it turns out that there is actually something different about Brand, and there's something different about Lily. Neither one of them are completely human. The main characters, I guess, are actually, they're called Watchers. Brand is a Watcher. He's actually a fallen angel. He fell from grace. I guess the whole background story of it is that God sent them down to earth to actually live amongst the humans, to teach them how to survive and you know, kind of get to know them better, trying to make them, trying to help the human race be better people and survive. And the one rule that God had for them when he sent them down was do not get involved with human women. Do not. That was his one rule. And of course, after years and years of these Watchers being on Earth, of course, they fell in love with human women. They ended up falling in love with them, and the women who did get pregnant, they actually ended up pregnant with children that were cursed to be werewolves. So they were able to walk around as humans during the day, but once the moon came out, they turned into werewolves. And the women never survived. They basically died as soon as they became pregnant, and they were basically just an incubator for these children. So that was their curse. God told them, do not fall in love with women, do not become in a relationship with them, and if you broke that rule, you were basically punished. So along with that, their children were cursed, the women died, and they were actually also punished with this undesirable urge for blood. You know what I mean? So that is basically where the myth of vampires came from. These Watchers, they actually gave in, they had this undesirable urge to drink blood. Some of the Watchers were able to sustain from doing that. They were able to fight their urge, but some of them who gave in basically think that their souls are lost. There's no redemption for them. At least that's what they think. So as the story goes on, more and more characters get involved, more Watchers. Malcolm was actually another character. He is somebody who did not refrain from drinking blood. He does keep his son from drinking blood, but Malcolm gave in and he became a vampire, basically. But he actually forms his friendship with Lily against Bran's warnings, I guess you could say. And they're actually inseparable. They become really good friends. They're best friends. So during this book, the main thing is they're getting to know each other. They're getting to know all the characters in the book. And there is somebody trying to kill Lily. So that's kind of the big that's the big part of the story. Is she gets kidnapped. She finds out what she is, what she's able to do, and it's kind of really great. Like I said, I really love these books. So there's a whole bunch more that goes on in this book, but I definitely recommend these stories. It's written by S.J. West. So yeah, check them out. You will not be disappointed. Until next time, enjoy the adventure.